perfect banker, and not just a wanker. He's the best, this neighborhood banker has one request. You have fun as you watch this video. Thumbs up and like, hit subscribe, and go!
Your friendly neighborhood banker here, bringing to you Tadhya, the crowd-funded work of Quinn, from Quinn's Ideas on YouTube. If you like science fiction, and specifically Dune by Frank Herbert, you need to follow Quinn's Ideas on YouTube. The guy is like the Dune Loremaster of planet Earth. And if you want to learn more or gateway into that world, it is truly a gem, and I've been following it for years. And when this guy put out his own book, I had to jump into it. I gave him my hard-earned money. Just kidding. I'm a banker. This money is not hard-earned. We don't actually do that much work. Okay, so writer Quinn Howard, artist Matthew Weldon, colorist Jean-Francois Beaulieu, letter Novella Locretani. I have some very good things to say about this book and some mild critique. But the reason I picked this up initially was to hear Quinn, what his prose was going to be like in his dialogue, and because the guy is so clearly intelligent. And like I said, I had to give him some of my dough. So let's check out what he writes. It was midnight, and the silk glow of the half-moon caressed the face of my wrath. There was a convergence in the air, and though there had been nights like this one before, there was something underneath the calm, shimmering quiet of this night that tickled the soul like an image flickering just out of sight. Spooky, mysterious. That is my bag, baby. One thing that's very interesting about this book is the variation in lettering styles. You know, we have like your typical Comic Sans thing going over here, but we have this almost like diary type entry, and you saw before the kind of lettering done over here. There's contrast within each, but they all work together, they all fit, and they're all legible. And that is a big plus, because a lot of times people try doing fancy lettering and I just can't read the thing, but that is not the case with Tadhya. Let me show you this $1 thing over here. Look at these faces. Just look at those faces. Very dynamic and very interesting. You know, there used to be something called the Marvel method of creating comics. And basically what it was someone like great artists like Jack Kirby or a Steve Ditko would come along with a Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, and they would draw out the whole book. And only afterwards would Stan Lee come along and be like, hey, this is what I think this character is saying. And it made Stan's job a lot easier because they had such cool people doing new and interesting things. And that's, I feel like, when you get several pages like this, and you get faces like this, like if these bubbles were empty or there were no bubbles at all, it would be very easy for someone like, say, Quinn to go in and start filling in this work. And I have no idea if that's what happened here. I do doubt it a bit, but the fact that you could do it says a lot. And you know, we have slightly different angles going on too, and that I always appreciate. Let's jump to $5. Check out these colors. You have this, let me pan it out here. Page left versus right. You get these like kind of yellows and oranges over here. And then you get these like yellow, blue, and the orange, and the red, and the dark purple, and the blue. And it's so cool. What's the use of color in this book, by and large, is extremely intelligent. Just, you're going from here to here, even without this here, you are breaking up scenes. You're demonstrating a scene transition just because of the color shift. It's like very clearly this is in a different place at a different time. And I think that's very, very smart. And even like the use of color here, see it's got like the blue-green in the back, and you got the fire and the light and the woman coming out. The color changes here are helping illustrate the depth or the different depths within the scene. You got the way back here and a little bit up here and a way up closer here. So it's like almost like there's several, at least 3 different layers of depth going on, and the colors break that up really nicely and help add to that scene. This art is really, really wonderful. And just to show you a little more of that, look at this. This is really, really cool. The colors and angles break up this. This is just a conversation between two people. But look at this. We got the greens and the yellows and the purples, and the purple against the yellow against the green, and the orange against the green again, and the red against a different kind of green against the yellow over here. The colors and the different angles, we got, let's see, we're looking at them from above. We're looking at them from below. We're kind of off to the side, and we're kind of panned away from the back looking over here, and they're like sneaking up on something here. You have all these different angles, and it's giving the illusion of movement on the page. And the example of how well this works is, even though you have, what, like 7 angles we counted, you only have 1, 2, 3 panels, plus some general background stuff. So you have at least 7 different angles of conversation. So your mind is thinking, oh, they're moving, we're walking with them, we're like in the scene, we're standing next to them, and all these different transitions going on, and yet there's only 3 like traditional comic boxes going on here. So I think that is just extremely smart, the way this juxtaposition with the colors going on are like just shifting. Oh, I'm like kind of orange over here, and now I'm like purple over here. It's just giving that impression that there's different lights and different times maybe that this conversation is taking place. Very, very smart. You know, but unfortunately, as good as that is, there are times where that's not really consistent in the book. And let me show you, this is really my main critique of the book, is there are times where there's like scene shifts where that isn't taking place, and it's also without narration. So we got these 2 ladies talking over here, and you notice what I'm looking at? I'm looking at some blues and a dark room and some oranges, and then we shift to some more blues and some oranges, and wow, that's dynamic and creepy and scary, and this whole other thing going on. But this is not in the same house, I don't think. Or this is having parallels somewhere else in like this village. But I read this, I wasn't sure who these people were, or if this was in the same place, and I had to kind of reread this book like once or twice to figure out who these people were, or that there was that this is actually a shift, that maybe this gal is dreaming it up. Oh, by the way, this book has spoilers. Maybe I should have mentioned that 7.5 minutes ago. But hey, you found out the cool way. You know, and I, just to make sure I wasn't going crazy, I had a good friend of mine read this, and I didn't say a word, but I said, hey, what do you think of the book? They're saying, hey, it's very interesting, I want to read the next one, but I was confused a bit, and I would agree, I was confused about some of these transitions where we're focusing on the characters. Maybe just like a small narration here was like, oh, elsewhere, or was somebody else, or in the Johnny Smith boy's house, or wherever this is supposed to be, would have helped a little bit. Because I could tell there was interesting things going on. I just wasn't fully comprehending it. But let's move on. Let me jump you to this $50 thing right here. This is wicked. Kapow! Look at this. So vibrant. So much magic going on this page. I like this. I think this is really cool. This fight with this crazy demon thing, and then over here, it wants my heart, my life, my soul. But my soul is a fire, and she takes this thing's heart and crushes it. And look at this. Just on the page, that works so well with those few panels, and then this like one kind of horizontal thing going on. And it's just a head, hair, and a hand, and the action lines. You can feel that crush. That is so cool. And like I said, this narration is you know, a lot of it is no joke either. I'm going to show you just this back, one part of this back panel here. Where are we? But even the simple folk of Adiono were not the first to inhabit these parts. Miners have always brought back strange stories of things they had seen, heard, and discovered in the caves. Strange drawings upon the walls, old tools carved to sharp points, even human bones. They spoke of screams echoing from the depths, and strange apparitions that would appear, beckoning the unfortunate to their deaths. Nice job, Quinn. Nice. I like it. I like it. There's like a... Between this page over here, there's like a gorgeous... Oh, man. So cool. So cool. Let me show you my favorite page, though. Where's that $100? Can't lose $100. I'm not that good a banker. Come on. Aha! Look at it side by side. Let's panel out a bit. If I'm in a comic shop, and this is the page, I open this random book off the shelf, and this is what I see, I'm handing that shop owner my money. There's a gorgeous emanation of power over here. Some really nice art and use of color. And this creepy horror over here. And this creepy chanting and freak shows over here. I mean, this is good stuff. This is really good. The only funny thing about this book, too, is the cover. Because this is like romantic literature era style cover. Like, I think like Victorian age thing here. And then you flip over, it's like, whoa, what kind of Lovecraftian thing is going on here? I almost wonder if there was a debate. Hey, should we do this cover or this cover? Hey, this is the creepy thing, so we get all the science nerds in on this crowdfunded project. But over here, it's like, oh no, it's about Tadhya, so we got to have Tadhya in the cover. I would bet there was a debate of which thing to have. So anyway, hope you like this. Like, subscribe, give me a comment or two. See you next time.